Hello and welcome to the Candidates Forum for the upcoming election to be held on April 7, 2015. The Candidates Forum is once again sponsored by the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce. My name is Mark Stevens and I'm the immediate past president of the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce. The Candidates Forum has been put together by a committee of chamber members for your benefit. Although this election really has no national implications, it is very important for you to be an informed voter when casting your vote next month. The Chamber does not endorse any candidate over another. Our role is to provide a forum for the candidates to bring their message to you, and then only you can decide which way to vote. The Chamber extended invitations to all candidates from all sides in each race where there is a candidate on the ballot. You will hear from candidates running for the local school board, library, village trustee, mayor, and other local elections. At the conclusion of this forum, if you have any questions or need clarification of any issues, please contact the candidates themselves or contact the entity for which they represent. It is the Chamber's honor to provide this service to our members and community at large. I want to thank the members of the Chamber Committee that felt it was important to bring this forum directly to you, the voter. I also want to thank the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce and its Board of Directors for supporting this important event. And I thank Channel 6 for their part in making this forum happen and bring it into your home. On April 7th, it is up to you, the voter, to make your voice heard. It has been said many times before that elections do matter, and they do. Please listen carefully to each candidate and become an informed voter. These local elections do have consequences. Your fellow citizens have stepped up to represent you and your interests in these local elections. They deserve your support and they want to hear from you both now and at the polls on April 7th. The decisions that these elected officials make will directly affect you and your wallet. Make sure you support the candidate that most closely coincides with your viewpoint. Make your vote matter. Thank you again on behalf of the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, I'm Tim Baldermann, the Mayor of New Lenox. I would like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for hosting this opportunity for candidates. It's nice that our residents get a chance to get to know their candidates a little bit better. Everybody knows that the economy has been very poor, not only here in Illinois, but across the country for the last several years. Despite that bad economy, the village of New Lenox has been thriving. We have brought in many new businesses which have created jobs and amenities and opportunities for the people here at home. Speaking of businesses, it's great to bring in new business, big business and small, but as the mayor, I have been a supporter of small local businesses that have made New Lenox their home for many years. Many of these small business owners are residents, and I appreciate the blood, sweat, and tears that they put into our community, especially during hard times. So I would encourage all of you to continue to support our small local businesses. When I talk about New Lenox thriving, there's a lot of evidence that points to that. New Lenox is the 5th fastest growing community in the Chicagoland area as it pertains to housing starts. We were also in the top 10 of fewest foreclosures in Illinois. New Lenox is ranked the 9th safest community and recently the 10th best community in the entire state for families. What are families? We have a lot of young people that are living here, raising school-age children, but our families also include our seniors and our empty nesters, and we make sure that we look out for them as well. As the mayor, I negotiated the lowest garbage rates for senior citizens of any community around. Several years ago, we made a promise to rebate property taxes to our residents. We said we would rebate 33% of the residential property tax back. Recently, our residents collected their check for the 5th year in a row. This year, 65% of your property tax was rebated. We also eliminated vehicle stickers and pet tags. Over the last 5 years, that means we have given back over $5 million to our residents. Our philosophy is it's your money. We should only take what we need to provide quality service and give the rest back to you, and we've kept that promise. I also know as a growing community we have to stay on top of streets and infrastructure improvements. Route 30 widening was on the books for decades. As the mayor, I worked hard with our representatives from Springfield and the Illinois Department of Transportation to see that come to fruition. Many of you also remember that Laraway and Cedar and Francis and Cedar were one lane with stop signs. We made those improvements to keep traffic flowing through our community. Pine Street was an absolute mess, not only for the residents, but for those people that attend St. Jude Church for regular services, weddings, and funerals. We have fixed that. We've solved the problem. We used to repair 1.5 miles of local roads annually. We now are repairing 7 miles a year. The job of mayor includes many things that people don't see day to day. I negotiate multi-million-dollar deals on a regular basis. I deal with representatives from Washington, Springfield, Will County, and agencies like the Illinois Department of Transportation and the Toll Highway Authority. You have to make tough decisions when you're the mayor. They're not always popular, but if you're going to be a good mayor, you make those tough decisions. For example, we've built a new public works building and a new police station. It's not popular to build public buildings, but it is a necessity. Those buildings will last us for decades to come. And by doing it in this economy, we saved money on the borrowing, the financing, the land, which we got for free in a swap with the Park District, as well as labor and materials. We've started redevelopment along Route 30, which will bring in new businesses and provide a new train station for our town. Desperately needed train station. We brought in Silver Cross Hospital and President St. Joe's Women Healthcare Center to take care of that quality of life that's so important. I'm also a community-oriented mayor. I created the Triple Play concert series and sports camps with celebrities like Dwayne Wade and Brandon Marshall. I'm endorsed by every trustee that sits on that village board because we have a transparent, cohesive board, and I appreciate their support. I appreciate the support of every resident in our community. I want to say thank you for allowing me to serve. I would appreciate your support so I can be re-elected to continue to serve New Lenox. Please vote on April 7th. If you can't make Election Day, early vote March 23rd through April 2nd here at the Village Hall. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ron Sly, and I'm currently running for the office of Mayor of New Lenox. First, I'd like to thank the Chamber and Channel 6 for giving me this opportunity to address the voters. I believe that such programs as this provide an invaluable service by allowing the voting public a chance to get to know the candidates and where we stand on the issues. By educating yourselves, I believe you will make the right choice in this election. For those of you who don't already know me, I'm a lifelong resident of New Lenox and have served the village as a public works employee for pretty much all of my adult life. Throughout my career with the village, I have held numerous positions from laborer to public works superintendent. These increasingly responsible positions have given me incredible opportunities to learn virtually every aspect of village government to various degrees. I believe that this wealth of institutional knowledge is what sets me apart from the other candidates. As your mayor, I will draw upon that experience in making decisions which affect the lives of all our residents. I'm not a career politician. I'm a career public servant who wants to put my experience to work for this community. I also feel that 8 years is ample time for a mayor to implement their vision for the community. As such, if elected, I will self-impose a 2-term limit on my service. During my years with the village, I saw the community grow from 3,000 people to its current population of 25,000 people. A great many changes have taken place during that time, yet New Lenox still remains much of the small town charm which draws people to move here. Great schools and exceptional public service are key components to the continued success of our community. For the village's part, I believe that providing core services to the public at the most reasonable cost possible is of the utmost importance. Government projects, buildings, and equipment should be functional. Taxpayers should not be expected to pay for unnecessary and excessive costs in any purchase. Given the governor's intention to reduce tax distributions to local governments, I feel that we need to tighten our belt to ensure that we have the funds available to continue maintaining these services. One particular issue which I feel requires clarification is my support of the various entertainment opportunities provided in the New Lenox Commons. If elected, I fully intend to support the continuation of the concerts, movies, and other activities which everyone enjoys. Although I'm a proponent of limited government, one area which I feel justifies further attention is our commercial development standards. Although we have very progressive residential standards, our current commercial standards provide development which is lackluster at best. I believe we need to update those standards to better reflect the expectations of our community. These standards should be developed in partnership with our existing businesses and through the Chamber of Commerce. Finally, as a proponent of limited government, I oppose government involvement in private development. The risks of private development should not be taken with taxpayer dollars. Although I only touched briefly on these topics, you can read more by going to my website, ronslyfornewlenox.com. Again, that's ronslyfornewlenox.com. Again, let me thank the Chamber and Channel 6 for providing this forum, and please don't forget to vote. Remember, early voting begins March 23rd right here at the Village Hall through April 2nd. Thank you again for your consideration.
Hi there, my name is Andrew Englebrecht and I'm running for Mayor of New Lenox. One of the main reasons that I wanted to run was at least to have somebody run against the current mayor this time. Nothing against him personally, nothing like that. I just wanted at least to give the people of New Lenox another option. I do have ideas and things like that, but my main agenda, my main point is I want to make New Lenox a community where we all hear each other's voices and we all are able to be heard, and those ideas are able to have a chance to come to fruition. I guess I'll talk a little bit about my background. You know, I'm only 24 years old. You might be asking, you know, this guy doesn't have a lot of experience in this or that. I studied social work at Bradley University. So I have my Bachelor's of Science in social work. I have a minor in sociology. So I studied there, and I also studied abroad in Denmark first semester and started European politics. Since my sophomore year of college, I've been doing community organizing. So I understand the political process a lot more so from the outside perspective and how to create real change. I understand that with the state budget, it's going to be cramping down on current municipalities and villages, and I think my community organizing experience will help with that. Some ideas I'd like to do as mayor of New Lenox is to really build a community-based economic system. I see a lot of people my age getting out of here, leaving. I'd love to build a community where people stay and we have everything people need, from economic opportunities to different amenities such as possibly a rec center or whatever people would like to see used with their tax dollars. I'd like to see more opportunities for people my age. For times have changed where there's a lot of student debt, there's a lot of problems facing people of my generation and of the nation as a whole because we're letting everything run by corporations. There's no chance people like me have any chance at running for Senate, for president, for anything like that. So I'm running for mayor because I can make change at the community level, and I aspire to do that. Instead of just letting corporations move in, do whatever they want, I'd like to be more careful about that. I'd love to build community cooperative businesses where we as a community own them, where we could have like a farm-to-table restaurant is what I'd love to see. We could have a huge community garden, put food right to the table. We could use all that food, make sure we're stocked. I'd like to use the tax dollars first to help the people that need it the most, stock the food pantry, help people that are hungry, help out any people that are struggling with mortgages and things like that, and from there go on to build amenities that people would like to see. A rec center was one, a community pool was some people asked, some people mentioned when I was asking, and that's what I tried to do when I was getting signatures, is to ask everybody's opinion of what they'd like to see in New Lenox. So that's what I would like to give everybody a chance to do here in this village, is to have their voices heard. If everything's good, we'll stick with what we got, but I'm running at least to give the people another option. My name is Andrew Englebrecht. I'm running for mayor of New Lenox, and you could find me, I'm on the internet, I'm on Facebook, and so you could find me there for all my other ideas that I forgot to mention and may have not been clear rambling on here. So thank you for your time.
Good evening. My name's Keith Madsen, candidate for New Lenox Village Trustee. First, I'd like to thank the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce and Channel 6 for giving me this opportunity to participate in this evening's forum. I am honored to have the opportunity to run for re-election, and I'm looking forward to work with my fellow trustees, Mayor Baldermann, and the village staff to improve the quality of life for the residents of New Lenox. I've been a village trustee for 10 years, and I'm proud of the many accomplishments that we have made over the years. Some of them include the opening of Silver Cross Hospital and Campus, Provena St. Joseph Medical Center opened a medical arts pavilion, the new Lenox Town Center with many new stores, restaurants, and more to come, the residential property tax rebate program. This year, residents received 65% of their money back. Checks were mailed earlier this week, and our goal is to continue increasing the amount every year until we reach 100%. A number of industrial businesses opened their doors in New Lenox, such as Starcon, Smurfit Stone. We built our Public Works Department a new facility off of Gauger Road. In the Village Commons area, Trinity Service, an organization that provides services and support programs for people with disabilities, opened a new corporate center. Also in the Commons area, we built a new police station, a facility that was truly needed. We hosted many successful events in our Village Commons area, including the Triple Play Concert Series. Last year, it was sold out in less than 4 days. This year, tickets will start on Saturday to give everyone an opportunity to purchase tickets. All of these are very exciting, and we have many new projects underway that will continue to enhance the quality of life for everyone. We begin a redevelopment program that will see the addition of new buildings, businesses, and more jobs. Route 30 presents a great opportunity for redevelopment. We are committed to local people being employed. We included in our development agreement to put our residents to work. We're getting into a private development investing in our future. We are proactively repairing local roads to accommodate growth, and we're working on extending Nelson Road from Haven to Illinois Highway. We're working on a master plan for our Commons area and Route 30. We would like to develop the 18 acres of land behind Trinity Services and expand on the idea of bringing people to the center of town to eat, shop, and socialize. Residents on the north side of town near Route 6 and I-355 are underserved. This is a premier location for retail restaurants and hotels. There are numerous medical and administrative buildings going up around Silver Cross Hospital. This will help spark other types of growth in this area. I'm excited for the future. I'm committed to serving our town and will work hard over the next 4 years. Let's continue to build on the progress we have made, and please vote for me on April 7th. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dave Butterfield. I'm running for actually re-election for village trustee. I've been a 25-year resident here in New Lenox. Really liked every minute of it. It's a nice town. I'm married to Sue, my wife Sue. She's put up with a lot with me over the years of being a trustee. She's really a sweetheart. She's actually one of the people that asked me or told me to try to run again. We have 3 sons, Matt, Justin, and Kurt. They were both, all 3 were born and raised here. One's in college, or 2's still in college. That's right, 2 in college, 1's out of college. I really do like living in New Lenox. It's a nice town. I'm really proud of it. I talk it up a lot to everybody, and a lot of people have heard about New Lenox with the good news we've had. We have great residents, great friends here. I've had relatives move here after we've lived here for a few years. I'm a sales rep for TriStar Cabinets here in New Lenox. And another thing I'm proud of is New Lenox is one of the safest and best communities in the state. It's not just my opinion. It's what we were actually judged on in polls. It's something we should all be proud of. And it's really because of us, as residents, that's the reason. We still have housing and businesses being built here. Even You know, through the recession, we were still one of the top building areas. A lot of communities just kind of shut down. We changed some rules around for builders, helped them out. They were appreciative of that. And it worked. It actually worked. It was just a little foresight, a little give and take, and I think it helped us all. Oh, did I mention that I'd like you to vote for me? My name is Dave Butterfield. I'm running for trustee here in New Lenox. Please vote for me. I really appreciate it. I really enjoy being a trustee. And also, I think I'm an effective one. We've increased miles on paving we do every year since I've been on the board. We've also eliminated pet stickers, car stickers, those things we used to have to pay every year and always wondered why. Those are a thing of the past since I was elected. And I'm proud of that. Just little things like that do make a difference. Also, the tax rebate. That was started since I've been on the board. We've increased that amount every year. It's really nice. We're one of the few communities that do it. I'm not sure who's left through the tough times we've had in the past 6 or 7 years. Let me look at my notes here. I would really like to continue to work for you as a trustee. Like I say, I think I'm effective. People call me. I try to do the best for them and really for the community almost all the time. I'm not much to look at, but please remember Dave Butterfield, April 7th. Please vote for me. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Nancy Dye. I am running for re-election as a trustee for a 4-year term. I've had the pleasure of serving on the village board since December 2002. I was then re-elected in 2003 and have served ever since, the last 8 years as Mayor Pro Tem. And for those of you who know me, you know I tend to get right to the point sooner rather than later. I'm running primarily for 2 reasons. One, I am proud to be part of a team that is very community-minded and wants a well-developed community, both from residential, commercial, building perspectives, as well as community-oriented. I am also proud to be part of a fiscally responsible team. And it's not just the village board itself, it's also the staff who use the best use of our taxpayer funds and have gotten awards for many years since then. So let's go back to the original. I moved here, the original reason. I moved here almost 40 years ago. And while that seems like a long time, and it truly is, I saw cornfields from all over and had to drive everywhere else to go and get my groceries and things that I needed to live in New Lenox. And it just didn't make a lot of sense because I would be giving my sales tax dollars to other communities and spending money on gasoline to get there. So I really believe that a well-rounded community is one that is balanced and diverse. And how do I mean by balanced and diverse? We will have the large lot residential with maybe a 4,000 square foot home, but then we'll also have the condominiums with very small lots that are maintained by others. Same goes for commercial building. We want the deeply discounted stores that are spread across the nation brought to our citizens as much as the high end. Now the high end aren't here yet because a mall was going to come in and the economy tanked. But it's still on our radar screens, particularly mine, for that very reason. And I really am talking about a team because no politician can do things unilaterally. You have to work together. And our team, the 7 of us who serve on the village board now, agree to disagree, or we respect each other's decisions and work well together. So how have we been community-minded? Well, we've brought concerts to you, primarily the mayor's connections, but we as a board had to work and believe in the concept to make it happen. We've also, from financial perspectives, have given away $3.8 million back to the taxpayers in property tax rebates. Not a lot of communities can say that. And we're still bringing goods and services to the residents. We are also trying to make roadways a lot more amenable for people. We invested in stoplights and road changes, so at our own expense, because we knew that they were bottlenecks for the community. And things do flow so much better. We've also instituted lower garbage rates and lower water rates for our senior citizens because they just don't use the same amount of services as others. We have truly tried to find ways that will help the community. And appreciating that you can't please everyone all the time, what you do try to do is make it as least impactful or painful for those who do feel as though they're not happy with development. We try to put commercial development away from residential areas. And there have been commercial development that has wanted to go in residential areas. So we are a little bit more stringent with them as far as how late they can open their business, that they don't have a lot of lights on and things like that that will impede the neighbor's ability to have a good quality of life. We have tried very hard to work for the betterment of the community so that New Lenox is one of those towns that people want to come to. And there are certainly other reasons. The schools, for example, my 4 children grew up in this community and had a great education. It's probably why I've stayed here as long as I have. But I truly believe that with my reelection, that this board will continue to develop this community to the best of its ability, where more people want to come here, and those who are here will enjoy living here. That's our objective. So please vote for me on April 7th. I look forward to answering any questions you have, and we'll look forward to another 4 years giving your votes. Please go out and vote that day.
Hello, my name is Jasen Howard. I would like to thank the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce and the New Lenox Community Television for hosting this event. I would like to take this time to tell you a little bit about myself and some of my ideas. I lived in New Lenox for the last 4 years. My wife Ingrid and I are trying to start a family which we plan on raising here. I love this town and I lived in the area nearly all of my life. I'm a proud graduate of Lincoln Way High School. I've been a volunteer at Francis Field Youth Foundation for many years, where I served on the board of directors, including vice president and treasurer. While on the board, I headed an initiative to change the organization into a 501c3 nonprofit foundation. With that tax-deductible status, I led the grant writing committee to help make improvements to the facilities. We fixed and upgraded the heat, electrical, plumbing, and made structural repairs to the barn. Those improvements revitalized the organization, which helped us from being forced to sell off the property. I also volunteered with the Illinois Paint Horse Association, where I served as the organization's vice president and show manager to the year-end horse show. That show was the second largest horse show in Illinois, next to the state fair. In my position, I helped work with the youth of the organization to start a volunteer program at the shows. The program that we started had the kids volunteer in order to be eligible for the year-end awards. I believe that teaching our children to become active and involved is a key to our future. My professional career started by following in my father and grandfather's footsteps, where I joined the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. By 26, I had started an electrical contracting company. I tell you these things to show you that I possess the skills and the personality to work with the Board of Trustees to move forward. I also have the business sense with the desire for responsible and limited government to make sure our village is accountable with the tax dollars we all pay. With that, New Lenox is projected to be one of the fastest growing towns in Illinois. We need to make sure this is done responsibly, organized, and with the least burden to us and the future taxpayers. One plan that I have to save our town money for years to come is to upgrade the street and parking lot lighting with new LED fixtures. The energy savings alone would pay the entire project off in less than 2 years. This doesn't even include eliminating roughly 90% of the maintenance cost of the lights. These new lights last about 25 years compared to 2 years of the current lighting system. This would save hundreds of labor hours to the town every year. I look at other towns and surrounding areas and what they are doing and how we can incorporate this into New Lenox. One idea that sticks out to me is the Mokina Food and Wine Festival. Something similar held in our Commons area would be a great way to promote our restaurants and businesses within our hometown. It would also help to bring new patrons to our town and our businesses. Another idea I have for our Commons area is to bring the French market there. I would help make efforts to bring more vendors into the market and make it big enough to use that area. These are just a few of my ideas for our town. My goals are to keep New Lenox a town that I want to raise my children in, and for New Lenox to have a balance of small town atmosphere and charm with nice businesses without being overrun and look like a drive-through big box mall. If you like what I have to say or have some issues that you want to discuss, my contact information is on my Facebook page, Jasen Howard for New Lenox Trustee. And also, don't forget to vote for me, Jasen Howard, April 7th, and bring someone new to the Board of Trustees.
Hi, I'm Sally VanCura, and I'm a candidate for New Lenox Trustee, the 2-year position. Now, if you're from New Lenox, you've probably seen me around town. I'm involved with Channel 6, where I have my own show. I produce shows, I handle interviews, and once in a while, they even put me behind the camera. I'm a current proud member of the CERT team. I've been involved with New Lenox Meals on Wheels, where we deliver hot meals and kind words to the seniors and shut-ins of our area. And among other things, I'm currently an elected precinct committeeman. Now you'd ask me, what do I bring to the board? Let me tell you in one word, experience. I've been a business owner for over 25 years. My company assists in the preparation and the electronic transmission of mandated Securities and Exchange Commission SEC financial reports. My clients are multi-million-dollar public companies. Over 25 years of business experience has taught me real-world leadership, accountability, and management skills, along with the need for creating and nurturing productive professional relationships. I'm the only candidate or current trustee that is a business owner. I have also had to work with the Village of New Lenox for the opening and operation of a new personal venture. I learned firsthand the needs of local businesses. Now, what I also bring is my strong family ties. I recognize the need for New Lenox to continue as a solid family-based community, a community that should continue to grow and foster businesses, all while keeping the charm that brought us all to New Lenox. Why do I want to be a Village of New Lenox trustee? Simply put, because I love this town. I love this town and want to continue my community involvement. Leadership experiences and communication skills is how I will serve and enhance our board. As trustee, I would be the fresh voice and an approachable member of the New Lenox board. Together, we could share our goals for New Lenox. I would be proud to work with the board and the staff here in New Lenox. And most importantly, I would be proud to represent the community. Please feel free to contact me directly if you have any questions or concerns. You could contact me on my website, votevancura.com. Thank you for watching, and I'm asking for your vote on April 7th. And let's continue this communication. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Emily Johnson, and I am running for Village Trustee of New Lenox with a 2-year unexpired term. In November 2014, I had the honor of replacing Ray Tuminello as one of your trustees. Since that time, I've worked alongside the mayor, the village board, and with village staff on a number of exciting things, including approving approximately $950,000 in property tax rebates to benefit our residents, and the redevelopment of the intersection of Route 30 and Cedar. If elected, I plan to focus on continuing smart development for New Lenox, not only in the downtown area, but at the I-355 interchange and on the south side of town as well. I am passionate about making sure our community maintains the lovely hometown feeling that it has, but continues to grow in a way that meets the needs of its residents. As CEO of the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce, I bring a unique perspective to the village board. Through my work with the Chamber, I have a direct link to our area businesses. I hear their needs, desires, and pain points. I am tuned into our small business community as I work with them every day. They are a part of what makes New Lenox so special. Making sure those businesses continue to prosper and that they are supported by the village is a true passion for me. I'm invested in the New Lenox community not only through business, but also as a resident. My husband and I chose New Lenox for our home 3 years ago. It had all the things we were looking for: great schools, a strong community spirit, and that special something that makes New Lenox New Lenox. This is where we built our home, where we welcomed our first child. It's where we're building our lives. New Lenox is our community. Being able to contribute to the success of this community fills me with great pride. And because of that, I hope that you will vote for me in the upcoming election on April 7th. Again, I'm Emily Johnson for Village Trustee, the 2-year unexpired term, and I look forward to continuing to represent you and our community as a Village Trustee. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Garry Kraemer, and I'm running for the New Lenox Park Board. I have been a New Lenox resident for approximately 30 years, and I am a current board member, so I am seeking re-election. Our board oversees the budget and policy with providing our director and staff with the tools needed to offer quality programs and activities throughout the year. The Park District serves more than 62,000 people with 36 park and athletic sites. We provide more than 300 programs every year for all members of our community. As a board member, I am very proud that for the last 6 years, the Park District has received the Government Financial Officers Association Certificate of Achievement. That award recognizes us for our budget being transparent and also an independent agency stating that we are good stewards of taxpayers' money. We have intergovernmental agreements with School District 122 and the Lincoln Way High School District that allows us to provide recreation and activities at school facilities while we'll trade services, and that saves taxpayers' dollars for all taxing bodies. One of the programs is our ACES program in the elementary schools. It's a before and after school program that greatly assists working families, where there's children who can stay at the school before and afterwards and not go to a different daycare center. Currently, we have over 500 children entrusted in our care. Many of our neighborhood parks have been built with grants from the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. These matching grants built many parks, such as the tennis courts and skate park in Royal Meadows Country View Park. Also Hibernia Park, which has a large 10-acre fishing lake, a splash pad, a concession stand, playground equipment, a sand volleyball pit, and a lot of areas for activities, a walking trail. We'll also be opening a second splash pad this summer at Walker Park. Walker Park is next to Liberty Junior High. At Walker Park, it's a new park. We have 2 flag football fields, a new playground facility, also a concession stand, a walking trail with workout sites on the trail, and also an ADA accessible fishing dock to fish in the pond that's there. The Park District also entered an agreement with the village where we swapped property. We gave the village the property we had in the commons, so now the village built their police station on that village on that property in the commons, and we now are taking over the former police station. And that is a great asset for us because we needed space, and now we could place all our administrative and recreational staff in one building, and also we could provide more programs and activities in the New Lenox, the Lions Community Center. Our board also took the lead in building the Lincoln Way Special Rec facility in Heather Glen. That's a facility just for the special recreation, special needs. It's the first one built in the state of Illinois exclusively for a special rec association. Us in the Park District gave them the property. We applied for the grant, and we also managed and oversaw the construction of the building. We received a $2.5 million grant from the state of Illinois to build this facility. And right now, there's also other special rec associations who would like to join that facility. But it's a great facility for a group that badly needs recreation activities. The Sanctuary Golf Course is also a facility that the Park District maintains and manages. Sanctuary Golf Course is one of the best golf courses in the south and southwest suburbs. The course hosts every year junior and adult amateur tournaments. And every Tuesday in the summer, there's a junior league that fills over 400 kids are signed up to it every Tuesday. I am very proud of our board and staff and accomplishments we obtained. I would like to support your support and continue serving you and being involved in a great park district. Hope for your support. Thank you. My name is Garry Kraemer.
Oh, hello. I'm Brian Fischer, and I'm running for Park Board Commissioner. But before I start, I'd like to take a second here and thank Channel 6 and the Chamber of Commerce for hosting this candidate forum event. As your commissioner, I will continue to nurture the strong working relationship that we have with the existing government entities here in town, specifically School District 122, 210, and the Village of New Lenox. Our working relationship with the schools has provided us with the opportunity to use their gyms and their field house to run our recreational programs because the Park District doesn't have their own rec center. This relationship, without this partnership, and the availability of using that gym space, our programming would be very much detrimental. Also with School District 122, the Park District is able to act as a liaison or a conduit, if you will, for our area athletic associations. They're able to develop the school property into the different ball fields, soccer fields, football fields, to provide the sports programs for our area youth. Also with School District 122, a few years back, the Park District partnered up with the district and we started a high quality, very affordable before and after school daycare program. It's called ACES. Currently we have over 500 kids in this program. The working parents in this town love this program because they know that their children are safe while they're also in a learning environment. As far as the village is concerned, the Park District has always had a strong relationship with the village, and a few years ago we entered into a land swap which benefited both of us. The village was able to build their police station here in the Commons, which is a centralized location for their police station. In return, the Park District got the old police station, which we renovated, which are now currently our new administration offices. So it's actually a great win for the village, Park District, and actually the taxpayers of New Lenox. As your commissioner, I'm going to continue to advocate to go down to Springfield and get grant money for our capital program to build parks. As you know, the only way we build parks in this town is with grant money and developer donations. We've been very successful in the past with this program. We have to continue on this course because that is the only way we build grant money. The grant money is called a OSLED grant. It's a 50% matching grant. Like I said, we've been very successful with that, so I want to continue working on that road to make sure we can keep our capital projects going as it comes to building parks. Also, as your commissioner, a few years back we started a program to address the parks that we have in our town. We have 34 parks in this town, and as you know, park equipment doesn't last forever, so as it ages and gets unsafe, we need to change out that equipment and at that time also make them ADA accessible. That's a very good program, and we do all this, we have done it, and we will continue to do this all within budget. Long-range goals, as your commissioner, I'm in favor of acquiring a large tract of land. Before New Lenox gets built out, if we can afford it, we should get a large tract of land so we can provide future recreational programs for our kids. And also, as your commissioner, I'm in favor of investigating the feasibility of a sports dome here in town. A sports dome is a 24-hour, 7-day operation. It provides a variety of different programs. It is a big investment, but it also is a huge revenue generator. So it doesn't cost nothing to check the feasibility of it. If we can make the numbers work, I would be in favor of it. In conclusion, I will always work to make the Lenox Park District the best park district in the state of Illinois. And I also always will work to make sure we always offer a variety of different programs at prices that everybody can afford. I hope to see you at the elections on April 7th, and I humbly ask for your support. Thank you.
My name is Jennifer Babbington. I am running for the New Lenox School District 122 as a board member. I am married to my husband, Kevin. We've been married for 10 years, and we have 2 children together. We both are originally from the south side of Chicago, and we moved out here in 2013, and we have loved our time here. I received the Chick Evans Scholarship to Marquette University, and that is based on academics, community involvement, and caddy achievement. During that time, I also went to St. Clair's of Oxford in Oxford, England, and graduated and had a wonderful time there. I offer over 17 years of accomplishment in the corporate and nonprofit world simultaneously. I specialized in project management, customer service, communications, and finance. For the majority of my career, I worked at LaSalle Bank, serving as an administrator and a leader, becoming project management and Series 7 and 63 certified. For the nonprofit part of my life, I sat on a board for a local chapter of an internationally recognized organization. I also served as an administrator for another Chicago-based nonprofit organization. In addition, I have volunteered for a number of prominent nonprofit organizations. I have orchestrated large-scale local and statewide fundraising events and initiatives. My current job is I'm a stay-at-home mom of two. We moved to New Lenox in 2013, and we have been in love with the town ever since. We have family who have been here for over 20 years, and so over that time we've had a great chance to get to know the community much better. You know, I like to get involved in my community, whether it be at my church, St. Jude's, or my daughter's school, or other local charity events. So I decided to run for the school board because I wanted to satisfy my desire for community involvement and to get involved in my daughter's education and to help contribute to that as well as to the community. I hope that you will vote for me on April 7th. Again, my name is Jennifer Babbington. I am running for the New Lenox School District 122 School Board. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Michelle DeGroot Rosenfeld, and I'm a candidate for New Lenox School District 122 School Board. First of all, I'd like to thank the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce for organizing this event. I think it's a great opportunity for the community to get to know their candidates before they vote. And I'd also like to thank Channel 6 for organizing and working with us today. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in New Lenox. I moved here when I was 4, and I went to New Lenox schools. I actually graduated from Oakview Junior High at the time, and then I went to Lincoln Way Central, graduated from there. After I went to Lincoln Way, I went to University of Illinois at Chicago. I got a bachelor's degree in economics. At the same time, I started working at the Board of Trade at Swiss Bank Corporation. I worked down on the floor at the Mercantile Exchange, and I also worked at the Options Exchange and on the trading desk. After that, I went to law school at the University of Nebraska, which was like a lifelong dream for me. And I've been working as an attorney for almost 20 years now. I'm currently working at Gwendolyn J. Stirk in the Family Law Group in Orland Park, Illinois. You might be asking yourself why I wanted to run for school board. I ask myself that sometimes too. The bottom line is that I think I would do a good job. I've always been interested and involved in this community. I've been a member of the New Lenox Area Historical Society and involved with their spaghetti fundraiser dinners at the VFW. I'm a volunteer with the Lincoln Way Foundation. I've been on the board of 2 nonprofit organizations, and I have been a Sunday school teacher and a VBS teacher at Frankfort United Methodist Church. I've also been active in the schools as a volunteer. I've worked as a room mom many times. I've also been in the PTO, and I've been a classroom volunteer helping kids who needed extra help with reading. I'm married. I'm the parent of 2 sons. I have a son who is a sophomore at Lincoln Way West, and another son who goes to Liberty Junior High. Running for school board is an extension of my longstanding commitment to community involvement. I know these schools, I went to these schools, my kids went to these schools, I care about these schools. I think that I would make a good contribution to the school board because of my work experience. I have a background in economics, I've worked in the financial markets, and my current work as an attorney obviously provides insight and knowledge into the legal world. It also provides, it has also provided a background in the financial industry. A good part of my job as a family law attorney is negotiating financial settlements and creative problem solving, an asset that I think would be useful with the school board. This is a little different skill set than the other current board members, and I feel like it's an asset to any board to have different backgrounds represented. If I were elected to the board, my focus would be on accountability. That would be financial accountability. I would take seriously the responsibility that the school board has to manage the taxpayer money in a fiscally responsible manner. I'm a parent. I want my kids to have a good education, and I want your kids to get a good education. But I'm also a taxpayer, and I understand the concerns that many have about rising property taxes. I believe my financial background is useful and helpful in making those decisions as to how to spend taxpayer money. I would also focus on educational accountability. I want to focus on district test scores and making sure we are doing everything possible to support student achievement. Finally, board member accountability. I believe in transparency and open access to information for the public. I think it is the taxpayer's right and something I strongly support. I'm an independent thinker. I'm not looking to be spoon-fed. I'm going to make decisions like you would make when spending your own money. I care about the bottom line. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. I want to remind you that early voting starts March 23rd, so if you're going to be out of town for spring break for the election on April 7th, make sure you vote early. I'm asking for your vote for Michelle DeGroot Rosenfeld, number 2, New Lenox School District 122.
Hello. Thank you for investing your time to listen to my background, my point of view of a school board member's role, and my thoughts on the climate of our wonderful school district. My name is Dr. Jonathon Cohen. My name appears on the ballot as Jonathon J.P. Cohen. The reason for this is because most people that know me throughout the community know me as JP. I've been married for almost 11 years and have 3 beautiful children. Alexa is 7 years old and in 1st grade at the Spencer campus. Adam is 3.5 years old, and my youngest, Alyssa, is 7 months old. My educational background includes a Bachelor of Science degree in biology from Benedictine University, a Bachelor's of Science in Human Biology from the National University of Health Sciences, a Doctorate of Chiropractic from National University of Health Sciences, and a Master's of Arts in the field of education from Benedictine University. I was in private practice as a chiropractor for a number of years. At that point, even though I had a successful practice, I decided that my heart lied in the field of education. I went on to teach for 1 year at the high school level and still maintain my professional educator's license. I am currently a college professor of anatomy and physiology. In this role, I have numerous responsibilities, including, but not limited to, teaching in class and online, strategic planning, participating in hiring committees and tenure committees, and continuous quality improvement. During my tenure as a professor, I've started a flourishing chiropractic coverage practice. For this business, I act as the practicing chiropractor for doctors that are out of the office or out of town. I want to represent our community on the Board of Education for New Lenox School District 122 to fulfill my civic duties as a New Lenox resident in an area that will benefit from my skills in education, management, and budgeting. I believe the role of a school board member is to act as a check and balance with the superintendent. My plan as a school board member will be to be well informed and prepared for all meetings. I plan to ask well thought out questions relative to the topics at hand. I will share my insights and thoughts on these topics from an educator, concerned parent, and fiscally responsible taxpayer's point of view. I will make and support decisions that I believe are in the best interest of our children. We have a wonderful community and school district. Many people move to New Lenox because of our strong educational system, and I plan to help keep it that way. I have read through the district improvement plan, and it has identified areas in student achievement, parents and community, budgeting, facilities, climate, and culture. It is a well thought out plan covering numerous issues that our school district is currently facing. The only improvement I could see for this plan would be to include some measures to gauge the success of the aforementioned plan. I understand the state of Illinois is in a financial crisis and we receive about 20% of our funding from the state. We are still unsure of the direction we will take under current administration, and this means we need to be open-minded to new and creative ways to increase funding and fiscal responsibility and work with our local government, state, and business leaders to ensure the bright future of our school district. Being part of the New Lenox area, New Lenox School District 122 has many of the intangibles that other school districts can just hope for one day. Some of these include strong home environments for our children with parents that possess strong soft skills and good work ethics for their children to emulate. In conclusion, please vote for me in early voting beginning on March 23rd or on Election Day, Tuesday, April 7th. I am well educated, have a strong background in the field of education, and most importantly, I am vested with one child just beginning her educational career and 2 children that will soon be in the system. Thank you.
My name is Nicole Swallow, and I'm a candidate running for a seat on this year's school board. I've been a New Lenox resident for 8 years, and I'm married and I have 3 children, Luke, who's in 5th grade, Lilith, who's in 2nd grade, and Logan, who's in 1st grade. I fondly appreciate the educational well-being my children receive here in District 122. I felt it was a good time to take action and do something to contribute positively to our district and our community. With that contribution, I bring many positive attributes. First and foremost, I am a parent, understanding the excitement, challenges, and current learning environment faced by our student, teachers, and administration. I have a master's degree in accounting with a focus on forensics and audit. My bachelor's degree is in finance. I began my career working for a multinational bank in corporate treasury management, and I spent the latter half of my career working in not-for-profit healthcare. I understand the fiscal constraints of government payers and making a tight budget work year after year with looming and unknown factors. I'm also an adjunct instructor teaching accounting and finance courses at Joliet Junior College. I'm fortunate to experience being both a parent and an educator, seeing things from both sides and gaining valuable perspective both personally and professionally. I'm an active member in our community, volunteering as a coach, Girl Scout leader, catechist, and with the many organizations my children are involved in soccer, baseball, and softball, as well as a parent volunteer within our district. If elected, I plan to contribute my ideas to the board in a positive manner and participate as a productive board member, generating new ideas and bringing cohesive and constructive resolution to matters. Our district's strengths outweigh the needed improvements. As stated at the semi-annual finance meeting, we are fiscally sound with a stable 5-year financial forecast, despite unknown state funding. We have fantastic programs, as well as academic support and special education services benefiting all of our students. As a parent of 2 epileptic children, I see firsthand how our teachers, staff, and administration put the needs of our children first and advocate for their benefit. There is always room for improvement, expanding on the things we are doing well, implementing new plans and projects, and venturing into new territory. I am open and willing to hear those new ideas so that we may continue to grow and prosper. As a parent, we want the best education and services for our students. As a taxpayer, we do not like when property taxes increase, nor when property values decline. To maintain our reputation and property values, incremental tax increases are imperative. Because nearly 80% of our school funding is provided by property tax dollars, it's critical that the tax levy is passed every time it's put up to vote. By voting no, it may appear to give taxpayers a short-term reprieve. However, it prompts a long-term deficit that will take twice as long to recover from, causing property values to decline, services to be cut, and impacts the community in ways beyond the dollars a month that appear on the taxpayer's bill. Thank you for your time tonight, and I would appreciate your vote on April 7th. Please vote number 4, Nicole Swallow. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Al Haring, and I am running for a position on the New Lenox School District 122 School Board. I have lived and worked in the New Lenox community for 34 years. During this time, I have volunteered for various community activities, which were primarily through the United Methodist Church of New Lenox and through the New Lenox Park District. My wife, Linda, and I have had 3 children who have attended and graduated from this district. As a member of the school board, should I be elected, my role would be to work collaboratively with the other board members to assist in guiding this district through its future challenges. In addition, I would communicate my thoughts and ideas in a respectful way while representing community members. Whether I agreed with the decisions of the board or not, I would support them as part of the District 122 team. I was inspired to run for the board when, after being disappointed in the behavior and actions of some past board meetings, it was suggested to me on a couple of occasions by some acquaintances that I should consider running for the board. Upon some reflection, I thought that instead of complaining about the situation, I would try to do something about it, be part of the solution. I believe I bring several positive traits to the board that I consider to be strengths. I think of myself as a good listener with an open mind who listens to all sides of an issue before making a decision. I have been involved in education for almost 35 years, so I have firsthand experience with many of the issues that schools face. I enjoy working cooperatively with others, and I really enjoy when the students are in the spotlight for the good things that they do. My goals, should I be elected, are to help in bringing proper decorum and order back to the board, to work with other board members in moving our district forward as it tackles current and future issues, and, as much as possible, to be seen and not heard. I think that overall, the district has shown good financial judgment and made good financial decisions. I think the district has kept financial cuts as far from the classroom as possible or away from the classroom for as long as possible. I think the district has been proactive on issues that schools have faced. I think there is a strong staff of people who care about students. The improvements that I think are needed are mostly related to facilities. I believe there is some equipment in buildings that has long since passed its usefulness or effectiveness. I would like to see those updated as quickly as possible. I know there's only so much money to go around, so the challenge will be to balance the needs of the student with the upkeep of the facilities. Recently, the board voted to increase the tax levy. I was in favor of that decision. Had I been on the board, I would have voted for it. As many people have heard, the state of Illinois has not been funding the schools of Illinois, so local districts are forced to make up the difference through cuts and/or taxes. The district has been making cuts, so I believe it is only right to increase the tax levy while they had the opportunity to do so. Not doing so would have had a detrimental effect for the following years. In closing, I would like to thank the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event and for giving me and other candidates the opportunity to participate in it. I would also like to say that I am encouraged by the number of candidates running for the school board. I believe it is indicative of the support the community has for the schools. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Maureen Flanagan Broderick, and I am an incumbent seeking re-election to the New Lenox School District 122 on April 7th. In my 12 years on the school board, I have been the board secretary, I've chaired the finance committee, I've been the District 843 special education rep, and the Three Rivers rep, and the Illinois Association of School Board delegate for our district. I am a master board level with over 700 hours in continuing education in board training, and am a lifetime member of the Leadership Academy for school board members. I, Maureen Flanagan Broderick, am born and raised in New Lenox. I am married to Greg, and we have 3 children. My youngest one is a sophomore in college, while my older 2 are graduates of ISU and Purdue University. I'm a grandmother of 2, Jacob 4 and Joshua 2. I'm a graduate of Lewis University, and I'm a banker mortgage lender for over 38 years. I'm a lifetime member of St. Jude's Church, and I've taught religious education for over 36 years. I'm an auxiliary member of the VFW, and I have been an ambassador for the New Lenox Chamber and treasurer to the Lincoln Way Business Association. In the 12 years I have served on the school board, I have voted and kept as my goal to ensure that students of our district receive the highest quality of education to develop the possibilities of their capabilities. My 12-year voting record is clearly indicative of being fiscally responsible and ensuring that our children are receiving the best quality of education in this district. My principles as your board member are to connect with our community, reach out to their needs, and to employ our superintendent, delegate our authority, and to be vigilant in monitoring our performance and our students' performance. I'm watchful over a $60 million budget, and I do expect our district to live within our means. In my 12 years, I have voted on cuts recommended by our administration and have voted and questioned on any cuts that would have directly affected the children and listened to our taxpayers and still have asked to see more cuts in the budget. Currently, there are about $2.4 million worth of budget cuts that are on the table for this year. That, inclusive of what my tenure has been almost $11 million in cuts during my tenure. We've also developed intergovernmental agreements with our fellow agencies, such as the Village and the Park Board, to also reduce cuts in our school district. I take my job as your board member very seriously and do not fear asking questions of our administrators or taking the time to research the issues brought before the board that affect the children, the taxpayers, the teachers, and our staff. I continue to look for the curriculum improvements and to maintain services for our children while trimming the budget and being watchful of the constant state funding matters. I believe that the biggest hurdle of the school board members now in today's economy is the fact that we are underfunded by the state. Illinois' budget is a mess. There are problems that are linked to our school funding. Areas of focus are now on modernizing our tax code, dealing with the pension funding problems, and dealing with the statute of 1994. Currently, our property taxes bring the majority of funding to our schools in Illinois. This has created a serious problem for our homeowners due to their homes depreciating, yet the real estate tax bills increasing every year. Tax caps were created to react to the Consumer Price Index, which is known as the CPI. CPI kept increasing while our homes kept depreciating. We are now starting to come out of that deep recession, but it will take at least 3 or more years for us to actually see the curation of this. In the last 5 years, we have not been appropriately funded by the state either. The state has prorated our categorical payments of about 89% of our funds, leaving us either to bear the cuts or shoulder the tax burden. The state has not been timely with these payments either, yet our district has maintained a balanced budget during this period. Over 70% of our funding is coming directly from our local community, which is our taxpayer, while the state is contributing less than 20% and the federal government is funding the balance. With my financial background, I have an in-depth knowledge and understanding of these problems that are now facing our major concerns in a district. I feel that I am an asset to our school board and can continue to keep quality education, minimal taxation, constant transparency, oversight, and accountability to our taxpayers and the children as my primary focus. I maintain constant communication with our taxpayers as my primary focus. With the introduction of Senate Bill 16 and Senate Bill 1, we need to realize what is going on in our legislation and be concerned about the effects of the legislation on us and our taxation issues. Tax issues are critical to the success of funding for the state of Illinois and for the schools. In closing, I, Maureen Broderick, ask for your vote on April 7th. With all of my financial background and 12 years of board experience and full understanding of the lack of state funding and burdening on our taxpayers in the school funding, I feel that I'm your best choice for your school board candidate.
Hi, my name is Bill Pender, and I'm running for the school board as school board member of District 122. I'd like to start out by thanking the Chamber of Commerce for this opportunity to introduce myself. A little bit of background about myself. I've lived in New Lenox for just under 9 years with my wife, Jenny, of almost 14 years, and our 3 beautiful daughters, Audrey, age 12, who's in 6th grade at Bentley, Caroline, age 11, who's in 5th grade at Bentley, and Sophie, age 7, who's in 2nd grade at Tyler. I currently hold a bachelor's degree in social science with a minor in secondary education from St. Xavier University, a master's degree in educational administration from Governor State University, and an MBA also from Governor State University. I hold a Type 9 teaching certificate for grades 6 through 12 with endorsements in history, political science, sociology, economics, and mathematics. I also hold a current Illinois Type 75 general administrative certificate for grades K through 12. I've worked in schools for 15 years as a math and social studies teacher and an assistant principal. I'd like to start out by stating that unequivocally that I think our current schools are great. The schools were the single biggest factor that influenced my decision to move our family here. And they're the first thing I speak of when I'm asked what I like best about New Lenox. In the time that we've had our kids in the district, we can see the wonderful results of the education they're receiving. This has been the biggest reason that I decided to volunteer and run for the school board. I was raised in hometown, and I come from a very large family. I'm the youngest of 15 kids, and one of the many examples that my parents set for us was that they were greatly involved in our school and our community. This was done not to try to gain some sort of influence in the school or community, but rather they knew their involvement in our education and community was a key component to us being successful students and bettering our community. I hope to offer that same example to my girls. The key component of my candidacy is that I'm running so that I can offer my assistance in any way that I can. I'm of the belief that the school board should serve as a support system for the schools. It is the teachers, staff, and administrators who do the daily work, and we should be there in any way that we can to help. We as a board should not be the focus, but rather there should be focus on the wonderful faculty and staff and countless accomplishments of our students. I had previously enjoyed working with Dr. Manville and the rest of the administration, and I hope again to offer my experience and my ability to collaborate with others on the board to keep the district moving forward and maintaining its place as a premier school district in Illinois. As a board, we need to continue to seek alternative revenues while looking at other areas where we can cut costs while still maintaining excellence in education. My top goals as candidate are, first, I hope to keep the district on the forefront of technology to help our students continue to excel. The preparation and planning our district's tech department has made for the park testing is unmatched by any other district. Additionally, the Crisis Go app that our faculty and staff have been equipped with allows 122 to provide the best and quickest real-time responses to keep our kids safe in the event of a catastrophe. Finally, I hope to serve as a resource to the district, offering any help that I can. It has been said that it takes a village to raise a child, and through community collaboration with the district, we can continue to raise high-achieving students and citizens. In closing, I'd like to believe that I would be a quality choice for this position for two reasons. First, my education and experience as a teacher and administrator will allow me to offer a unique perspective to the daily happenings and problems that schools face. Second, I'm not running with any sort of ulterior motive or agenda other than to offer support and assistance in any way to keep the excellent teachers and schools working so productively. I bring both the perspective of a parent and taxpayer to the board. If I'm not elected, I will continue to find other ways to hopefully positively volunteer and contribute to New Lenox. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Christine Glatz, and I am seeking your approval to serve 4 more years on the Lincoln Way High School Board of Education, along with my colleagues, Ron Lullo, Chris McFadden, and Kevin Molloy. I highlight these 3 gentlemen now because together we can provide the district unified, proven leadership. Our names are the first 4 on the ballot, so it will be easy for you to remember them. Christine Glatz, Ron Lullo, Kevin Molloy, and Christopher McFadden. Your support of our slate is important as we enter some very challenging times for our high school district, a district that I have proudly served for over 20 years. As a school board member, and am willing to take on the challenges along with the rewards for 4 more years. I just used the word challenging twice because that is the reality we are facing. It is common knowledge that the state of Illinois is not providing the funding it once did. In 2009, Lincoln Way received $18 million. In 2014, we only received, $8 million. Add in the significant reductions in the housing market that started in 2008 and has yet to fully recover, our district's revenue stream has been hit hard. To combat the loss of revenue, the board has worked diligently to reduce spending. For the past 7 years, we have consistently reduced our spending to the tune of $9.5 million. And all of those spending cuts, all of them were carefully assessed so that they would have minimal impact to our programs that we offer our students. And our efforts to reduce spending are not over, but it's not an easy task. Hopefully, our state government will come together and bring the funding levels where they need to be. Whether that will evolve through the Senate Bill 1 has yet to be seen. There are still so many unknowns in Springfield. Hopefully, we will see that the state reducing their overhead. We'll see them reducing their overhead and making reductions in spending like we have in so many other districts throughout the state of Illinois. Until then, the board will, and I repeat the word again, will be challenged to find additional cuts. But we will continue to look. We will never stop looking. As our superintendent, Dr. Scott Tingley, has said, we are very good at what we can control. We can control student achievement and spending, but we can't control the state of Illinois and the economy. So I've talked a lot about the lack of funding from our state and how the district has reduced spending by $9.5 million over 7 years. But allow me to elaborate on what we have accomplished academically, because at the end of the day, this is what we are all about. Our kids, your kids, they're important, and this is what we're here to do. Did you know that the amount of money we spend per pupil is the lowest in the 6-county metropolitan area, yet our student test scores in all 4 of our buildings rank in the top 10% in the entire state? Did you know that over a 14-year period from 2001 to 2014, student achievement increased at Lincoln Way High School District 210 14%, while the state average decreased 3%? Did you know that 96% of our students graduate within 4 years, and in the spring of 2014, 80% of our students met or exceeded the state standards in English and writing, the highest level of success during the PSAE testing era? I referenced the PSAE era because the state is moving to a new testing format known as PARC, Partnership for Assessment of Readiness for College and Careers, and we will have to create new benchmarks, and we will. Along with learning more about the PARC test, the board will continue to focus on other assessment tools that will prepare our students to be successful adults in society. Whether they are bound for a degree program, entering into the workforce, or perhaps the armed services, we will continue to prepare them for the ACT, offer advanced placement courses while creating robust and comprehensive curriculums in math, science, and English. In closing, I want to thank the voters for allowing me to serve you for the past 21 years. And I ask you to entrust me, Christine Glatz, along with my colleagues Ron Lullo, Kevin Molloy, Chris McFadden, the 4 names at the top of the ballot, to serve on the board together. Together, we want to maintain the quality of education that is expected from all of our citizens in all of our buildings for all of our kids. Together, our proven leadership can accomplish just that. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you.
Hi, my name is Ron Lullo, and I'm a candidate for the Lincoln Way 210 School Board. I want to thank the Chamber for this opportunity to give us a chance to speak to the people about what our forum is and what our platform is. On April 7th, you have the choice to choose 4 candidates. I'm honored to be running on a slate with Chris McFadden, Kevin Molloy, Christine Glatz, and myself. People ask why I'm running. People have approached me, asked me what the salary is, what the benefits are, and frankly, it's a volunteer job, and I hope I'm paying it forward. My wife Beverly and I moved here 26 years ago, and we decided between Peatone and Frankfort to move into this district because of the high school area. We didn't have kids at the time. Since then, we've had 2 children. My son Jeffrey is graduating from UIC this May. He was the first graduating class from Lincoln Way North. Through there, he developed many AP courses and graduated and had 16 credit hours going into his freshman year at college. Very successful. My daughter also was the first graduating 4-year class at Lincoln Way North. She currently is a parapro over at LWE and currently studying special ed as a major. Very fortunate to have Lincoln Way and Lincoln Way North in our district. As a board member, I see many changes happening, especially with the state and funding. And I think that the board has done a great job, but we have to look for new ways to fund and to make this a reality. The things that have happened with my kids have been a phenomenal experience, and I want to make sure that this happens for future families and their kids. Some of the things that we'd be looking to do is doing sponsorships with sporting events and with clubs. Extracurriculars have shown that people who engage in extracurriculars have a well-rounded background and do better in school. So that is not something we would be looking to, cut or minimize. It's something we want to enhance and to keep. Other people have misconceptions about the board. A lot of people don't understand what the board member's job really is. The key thing is to pick a superintendent. Fortunately, with Scott Tingley, we have a dynamite superintendent in place. And then his job is to pick an administrative staff. Again, very fortunate to have a great staff in place. The board sets policy and then approves an annual budget. We don't micromanage, or shouldn't be able to micromanage, the board, the administrative team, the superintendent. If you do, there's no reason to have someone in that position. I believe they do a great job. They make recommendations to the board, and the board then has the ability to reject or accept what they recommend. Again, this is their job, and we take that very much into consideration, what they're recommending for us to do. Two of the challenges that are facing the district right now are things well beyond our control. I encourage people to come out to the meetings. Since April of 2010, I've attended almost every school board meeting, and more times than not, there's only one, maybe two people in the audience. This is a $101 million budget that is done annually, probably your biggest taxing body, for what you're paying for your taxes. But two things that are affecting us right now is Senate Bill 1, which is a real way that the state is trying to redistrict how money is given to school districts. When you grew up, you were always taught if you did well, you would be rewarded. Unfortunately, the way that this bill is written, by districts that are doing well, like Lincoln Way, they would be penalized and money would be taken away. And districts that have mismanaged their money would be given money. Doesn't seem fair, doesn't seem right. Unfortunately, that's a mandate that would come down from the state, and we as a board would have to adjust our budget. For Lincoln Way, it's about a $2 million deficit. That's something that's very, very hard to balance when you're working day to day. So my advice to the people, for one, is to contact your state rep or your state senator and make sure things like that don't get passed, because again, they're out of our control. The other one is the PARCC test. The PARCC test is an assessment center similar to the ACT and the SAT. It's very, very difficult because there's no core testing that is being done currently. It's going to take about 3 years for it to come into being and knowing how well it is assessed. Our goal, again, would be once it's passed, we have no choice but to implement it. Currently, Lincoln Way is using it, but moving forward, the monies aren't going to be there. So it's my advice and my advantage to say, again, those are things in Springfield that need to be done. We need to look at that. Again, my name is Ron Lullo. I'm running April 7th for the Lincoln Way School Board 210. Hopefully you'll vote for our slate, Christine Glatz, Kevin Molloy, and Chris McFadden.
Good evening, everyone. I would first of all like to thank everyone involved with giving us the opportunity to participate in this event. 10 years ago, I was appointed to the Board of Education after an existing board member had stepped down from their position. 2 years later, I had to run for the 4-year term, followed by in 2011, another 4-year term. On April 7th of this year, I will be asking for your support, along with the support of Ron Lullo, Christine Glatz, and Christopher McFadden, to be retained as part of Lincoln Way 210 Board of Education. I would hope that the support given in the past will be there for us in the future. In 2005, times were a lot different. Life was a little bit easier. The economy was much better. Having the opportunity to learn on the fly was a luxury. In 2015, unfortunately, that luxury no longer exists. Times are tough, and they're likely going to get tougher. 2 weeks will not go by over the next few months where a curveball will not be thrown at us by the state of Illinois. During that time, well-prepared individuals will have to take on those challenges. While I appreciate people putting themselves out there, running for a position on the Board of Education, I am also somewhat troubled by the painting with a broad brush on we can do it better, we can do it leaner. At first glance, that might seem to be an easy answer to the question. However, when you dig in and realize that since 2008, this Board of Education has cut $8 million from its budget, including administrative positions at that time. At the end of the day, with the elimination of the $8 million, students did not miss a beat. There was no effect at all on the student achievement or burden to the taxpayer. Fees were raised only one time in the last 5 years, and that was $7 and that fee was to offset the opportunity to do online registration, which was a benefit to our community. We as a board are truly proud to see year in and year out that we continue to rank in the top 5 in student achievement while ranking in the lowest 5 in per pupil expenditures over a 5-county area. To zero that in a little bit further, all 4 Lincoln Way schools finish year in and year out in the top 4 of Will County. Last year finishing 1 with Lincoln Way East, 2 with Lincoln Way West, 3 with Lincoln Way Central, and the 4th spot with Lincoln Way North. Myself, Ron Lullo, Christopher McFadden, and Christine Glatz would like to be judged by results, by dedication to getting the job done, and not how long one of our meetings will last. We take great pride in the preparation for each meeting so that any I's needing to be dotted or T's needed to be crossed are done so before that meeting begins so that it can be an efficient meeting. In closing, many of you know from my involvement in the community and my dedication to the students that I hope to continue moving forward for 1 additional term of 4 years. If you give us that opportunity, you will see that we will serve day in and day out to do, number 1, what's in the best interest in each and every student, and number 2, what's in the best interest of each taxpayer. Enjoy your day, ladies and gentlemen, and let's hope for a healthy 2015. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Chris McFadden, and I am honored that the 2 incumbents on the high school board, Kevin Molloy and Chris Glatz, have asked me to run with them on a slate for the Lincoln Way High School Board along with Ron Lullo. Public education is what makes America great, and there's nothing that would make me happier than to be part of a group of men and women who are focused on providing the best possible education for my children, your children, and the 7,200 other children who attend District 210. Our goal is going to be to focus on 3 things. Number 1, increasing student achievement. Number 2, maintaining fiscal responsibility. And number 3, continuing to make decisions in a transparent manner. On Election Day, we're asking you to vote for the first 4 names on the ballot, and that would be myself, Ron Lullo, Kevin Molloy, and Chris Glatz. Let me tell you a little bit about me personally. My wife, Sarah, and I live in Frankfurt, and we have 3 young children, a 3-year-old daughter and 18-month-old twins. My parents are retired public school teachers who spent their entire career day in and day out in the classrooms. I was born and raised in Will County, and the public education that I received put me in a position to attend and graduate with honors from Harvard and from Northwestern University Law School. I then went on to serve in private practice for several years, and for the last 9 years I've been a federal prosecutor in Chicago. I volunteer with the Harvard Schools Committee, interviewing high school seniors who are applying to college at Harvard. We're members of St. Anthony's Catholic Church in Frankfurt. I'm also an adjunct lecturer in trial advocacy at Northwestern Law. And for about 6 years, I was a major college baseball umpire at universities throughout the Midwest that are part of the National Collegiate Athletic Association. Public education is what makes the American dream possible for everybody. The haves, the have-nots, the rich, the poor, the meek and the powerful, everyone. And I have a track record of involvement with the schools in our community. First, I was fortunate to have been elected to the Frankfurt Grade School Board in 2011, and for the last 2 years I've been the board president. And I think the experiences that I've gained there will help me as I serve on the Lincoln Way board, and I try to provide the best possible education for your children, my children, and the other children in our district. First, as for our goal of focusing on student achievement, we have always had a goal in Frankfurt of working with the administrators at Lincoln Way to align our curriculum with Lincoln Way's so that our children can make a seamless transition from grade school into high school. Our students in Frankfurt have done very well. They scored the highest in Will County on state-mandated assessments in the last several years. And I want to maintain that high tradition of excellence at Lincoln Way. And by that I mean a tradition of excellence not just in the classroom, but also in terms of extracurriculars, sports, musicals, the ROTC program, special education, and traditional regular education settings. Second, in terms of financial responsibility. Public schools are in the spotlight because you trust public schools with the two most important things to you, your children and your tax money. And again, I have a record of fiscal responsibility. In Frankfort, our board made a decision and a commitment in 2011 that we were not going to raise taxes during the worst recession since World War II, and we didn't. Our budget stayed flat for 3 years, and this year now it's growing, but it's only growing by the rate of new construction in the district. That means that existing taxpayers are paying the same now as they did in 2011. And at that same time, we expanded our curriculum. We didn't cut it, we expanded it in terms of honors programs and the extracurricular offerings that we have. And we took politics out of personnel issues by our last union contract where we linked the staff's raises to inflation. That way there aren't some winners and some losers. Everybody gets a raise linked to inflation. Finally, in terms of transparency and decision making, it's so important that governmental offices and governmental officials not only reach the right decision, but that we reach the right decision in the right way. At Frankfort, our model has been to make decisions based on consensus. And if a board sets a positive tone for the district, that has a positive effect on student achievement. I believe in the need to be honest and open in the decisions that we make and also to explain the reasons for our decisions to the community. I'm willing to ask tough questions and I'm willing to roll up my sleeves and get work done and do whatever needs to be done on behalf of the children in this district. Again, I am honored and excited about the chance to serve on the Lincoln Way High School Board and provide the best possible education for your children, mine, and the 7,200 other kids in Lincoln Way. On Election Day, I hope that you will vote for the first 4 names on the ballot, myself, Kevin Molloy, Ron Lullo, and Chris Glatz for the Lincoln Way High School Board.
Hi, my name is Joe Spalla. I am a 25-year Lincoln Way resident and I'm currently on the Mokina School Board. I've been married to my wife Maureen for just under 25 years. We have 2 children. Our older daughter is a 2010 Lincoln Way East graduate and is currently a graduate student at Purdue University. And our younger daughter is a freshman at Lincoln Way East. I'm running for the Lincoln Way School Board because I am becoming concerned about the district's response to the potential reduction in state funds. I ran for and was elected to the Mokina School Board in 2011 under similar circumstances, when at that time the Mokina School Board was reducing programs, eliminating extracurricular activities, and creating consternation in the community in an effort to address the reduction in state funding. During my time on the Mokina School Board, we aligned the district's finances with the funding, brought back all of the programs and extracurricular activities that had been cut, created a 5-year plan for the district, begun implementation of the Common Core, and prepared our students for the Park Assessment. Negotiated 2 teachers' contracts and hired a new superintendent, all while staying within budget. I think it's important for the Lincoln Way District stakeholders to understand that the state currently provides school funding based on the property value within the district. Thus, a district with lower reported property value receives more state funding. What this means is as our community has built up its property value, subdivisions, stores, etc., the state has been reducing its funding for the Lincoln Way District. Based on the state's budget situation, along with Senate Bill 1, formerly Senate Bill 16, I don't think the funding we had in the past will ever return. So it's up to the Lincoln Way community, board, staff, and stakeholders to recognize this and adjust accordingly. Addressing the funding reduction does not necessarily mean increasing class sizes or fees or eliminating extracurricular activities. It should, however, result in us looking at what we are doing today, conducting workshops with the staff and the community to look for creative ways such as grants and sponsorships to provide the same, if not a better educational experience for our students. So if you're looking for someone with a proven track record who can transform a school district, challenge the status quo, strive to take us from good to great, then vote for me, Joseph Spalla, the last name on the ballot, on April 7th. Thanks for taking the time out of your schedule to watch this video, and if you're going to be on spring break April 7th, please vote early. Thank you.
My name is Joe Levey, and I'm running for re-election to the New Lenox Fire District Board of Trustees. I'd like to start out this evening by thanking the Chamber of Commerce for providing this opportunity, not only for the candidates to say a few things about what they believe in, but also for you, the voters. So many times, the voters don't seem to get the right message. They don't hear anything. They don't take the time to listen. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time this evening to hear what I have to say. It seems that anywhere you go today, people grumble about the decisions that governments make, about how the governments run. Yet some people never take the time to understand government. They don't take the time to learn about the issues. They don't take time to even go out and vote. So I thank you this evening for stopping to listen to what I have to say. No one ever plans to have a fire in their home. No one ever plans to be in a car crash. No one ever plans to have a heart attack. But unfortunately, those things do happen. But the good thing for us here in New Lenox is there are people who do think about those things and who are willing to plan for such events. There are nights when, as an elected official, I don't sleep well because I think about the future of the fire district. I think about the ways and the things that we have to do to help provide for a safer community. When I think about the business of saving lives, I'm reminded what an awesome responsibility that is. I'm an elected official, and that's not to be confused with a politician. I'm an elected official. I'm responsible to the citizens of our fire district to safeguard not only their lives, but also their property. I'm also reminded that I am responsible for the people who do provide that service to you, for the men and women who are willing at a moment's notice to lay down their lives to protect you and yours. I carry those responsibilities seriously. It bothers me at times that I have to worry about those things, yet I do because I care about those people and I care about you as our citizens. Serving on the Fire District Board is not a glamorous or a lucrative position. It is, however, a very important position. Since 2008, the Fire District Board has worked very hard to overcome many obstacles. We try to provide care for this rapidly growing community. We've been building upon what the dedicated and unselfish volunteers of years ago have started. We're working very hard every day to put forward the best trained, highly educated, courteous, professional men and women in the right positions with reliable and safe equipment to respond to you at a moment's notice. Being able to provide this excellent service comes with a price. We've had to work extremely hard to find innovative ways to meet the needs of this community. We've done this by developing partnerships within the community. We've seen the New Lenox Fire Foundation step up to help provide life-saving equipment that benefits all the members of this community. We've worked hard with the Village of New Lenox, reaching common goals, supporting one another. The Chamber of Commerce, the Rotary, the Lions Club, the youth sporting groups, Provena St. Joe, Silver Cross Hospital, and countless other social groups, businesses, and charitable foundations have all come together to help make this a safer community. As we move forward, we anticipate continued growth. We're working hard to develop comprehensive plans to best utilize the assets that we currently have. We understand that New Lenox will continue to grow, as it should. After all, it is an amazing place to live and raise a family. I've worked hard to maintain the delicate balance between low taxes and excellent customer service. As a trustee, that's my duty. I do not take the idea of duty lightly. I've served as a career firefighter and paramedic in the south suburbs for the past 25 years. And though I do not show up at your house in the middle of the night when you have an emergency, I am there. I'm behind the scenes making sure that the worst night of your life is made a little bit better because of the service we provide. I'm honored to stand with the great men and women who work for our fire district. I love the fire service and what it represents, and I love our community here in New Lenox. And for those reasons, it's my privilege to serve you and to ask for your vote on April 7th.